Cash crop. Farm crop raised to be sold for money. Farmers Alliance. A farmers organization founded in late 1870s worked for lower railroad freight rates, lower interest rates, and a change in the government's tight money policy. Civil Rights Act of 1875 prohibited discrimination against blacks in public places such as inns, amusement parks, and on public transportation, declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Component. Any of the more important parts of a whole. Reservation. Land set aside by the United States government for Native Americans. Sand Creek Massacre. An attack on a village of sleeping Cheyenne Indians by a regiment of Colorado militiamen on 29 November 1864 that resulted in the death of more than 200 tribal members. Sitting Bull. Sioux chief who led the attack on Custer at the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Battle of Little Bighorn. Battle in which the Sioux, led by Sitting Bull, defeated the U.S. Army led by General Custer. All U.S. soldiers were killed in the battle. Chief Joseph. Led the Nez Perce during the hostilities between the tribe and the U.S. Army in 1877. His speech, "I will fight no more forever," warned the young Indian men killed in the fighting. Wounded Knee. Village in South Dakota. In 1890 it was the site of a massacre of Native North Americans in which between 150 and 370 Sioux people were killed, most of them unarmed. Assimilate. To absorb a group into the culture of a larger population. Dawes Act. Bill that promised Indians tracts of land to farm in order to assimilate them into white culture. The bill was resisted, ineffective, and disastrous to Indian tribes. Land rush. Whenever the government made land available for settlement, people would line up with their wagons and on horses to claim their 160 acres. Adequate. About average, enough, sufficient. Confrontation. A face-to-face encounter, usually suggesting a hostile or defiant attitude. Author of A Century of Dishonor, the book created sympathy for Native Americans. Vigilante. Someone who takes law enforcement into his or her own hands. Transcontinental Railroad. Completed in 1869 at Promontory, Utah, it linked the Eastern Railroad system with California's railroad system, revolutionizing transportation in the West. Land grant. Land given by a government. Open range. A vast area of grassland owned by the government where ranchers could graze their herds for free. Homestead Act. Passed in 1862, it gave 160 acres of public land to any settler who would farm the land for 5 years. The settler would only have to pay a registration fee of $25. Exodusters. The African Americans migrating to the Great Plains State in 1879 to escape conditions in the South. Administer. Give or apply. Usage. Act or manner of using, accepted practice, way in which words are actually used. Frontier. A wilderness at the edge of a settled area of a country.